Dear students, let's discuss the second redox titration, which is under chemistry experiments for class 12. The titration is oxalic acid versus potassium permanganate. Mohr salt versus potassium permanganate has already been discussed in the earlier presentation. This would be experiment number 2 after Mohr salt titration. And whatever is written with blue color, the slides which have all the text in blue color like this one, this information is to be written on the ruled side, right hand side page in your file, and those slides which will have the content in red mostly, that is to be written on the unruled side, the left hand side page in your file. Now the aim of the experiment will be to prepare 250 ml of 1 by 20 standard solution of oxalic acid, which is C2H2O4.2H2O. So be very careful about this water of crystallization in the formula, because we have to include these 36 grams in calculating the molar mass. And now to determine the molarity and strength of given KMnO4 solution, the B part of the aim I'm talking about, by titrating it against the standard solution that you have prepared in part A. The apparatus required would be a standard measuring flask, 250 ml in this case, weighing bottle, funnel, burette, pipette, or maybe another burette, test tube, conical flask, weight box, beakers, and some chemicals like oxalic acid, dilute sulfuric acid, and KMnO4 solution. Here also the theory is same, like Mohr salt redox reaction, that KMnO4 is oxidizing agent and a self indicator also, because itself in acidic medium it changes from pink to almost colorless, so we do not need any other indicator in this dilute solution. And it's a redox reaction, as we know. So here, if KMnO4 is an oxidizing agent, then oxalic acid must be a reducing agent. If you see the reaction, KMnO4 is changing from MnO4 minus to Mn2 plus. So this is getting reduced itself from plus 7 to plus 2 for Mn. And simultaneously, oxalic acid, which is C2H2O4, is getting oxidized to CO2. So this is a redox reaction in acidic medium. You can write this molecular equation and ionic equation also for the same redox reaction, first two halves, and then you balance them as you have done in the redox reactions chapter in class 11, how to do balancing, and then write the complete ionic equation like this. So the first half is reduction half, because it's an oxidizing agent, KMnO4, it will get reduced itself from Mn plus 7 oxidation state to plus 2 here. 5 electrons are involved, and oxalic acid, this oxalate ion changing to CO2. So this is oxidation, because this is a reducing agent, the oxalic acid. 2 electrons are involved. Now to make the electrons lost and gained equal, we have to multiply here by 5 and here by 2. And we get the final equation, which is complete ionic equation. Now be careful that in the balanced equation, 2 moles of KMnO4 are reacting with 5 moles of oxalic acid. This will be used in the calculation. Now this calculation is for A part. A part is making the standard solution. So this is A part of the aim. So we have to make 1 by 20 molarity of oxalic acid, 250 ml, which will be 250 by 1000 liters, because in molarity, number of moles divided by liters of solution. And number of moles will be the weight of the solute, which we have to weigh, divided by 126, which is the molar mass of oxalic acid. So when you rearrange the equation and do the calculation, you will get 1.575 grams. So this much you need to make 250 ml of 1 by 20. Now the procedure of the titration, weigh a clean dry weighing bottle, because we have to make the standard solution first, and then add the calculated quantity of 1.575 gram to it. You have to keep the total weight of the weighing bottle plus 1.575 grams, so much of weight from the weight box on one pan, and the weighing bottle in the other pan, and keep adding salt, oxalic acid to the weighing bottle till both the pans are balanced. And then you transfer the weight amount of oxalic acid to the standard measuring flask, that is 250 ml, and then add 100 ml approximately water to it, shake the contents properly to dissolve the solid, and then add water to make volume up to 250 ml. Now the difference here from the Mohr salt titration is that here I do not need to add acid. Like there we added sulfuric acid, dilute sulfuric acid to prevent the hydrolysis of Mohr salt. Here we don't need. We can straight away add water and make the solution. Then we wash the burette with the water and then rinse it with the chemical which is to be filled in it, KMnO4 in this case. Fill the burette with KMnO4 and note down the initial reading 0. Wash the pipette or the other burette with water, and then you take 10 ml of standard oxalic acid solution using it in the conical flask. Now you have to add one test tube of dilute sulfuric acid. This is common in both the titrations because we have to carry out the reaction in acidic medium. So here it is required, and then this is different. Heat the contents. Once you take in the conical flask 10 ml of standard oxalic acid and sulfuric acid, you have to heat it to 60 to 70 degrees roughly, because this oxalic acid and KMnO4 solution does not take place at room temperature. You need higher temperature. So this is another difference. In case of Mohr salt, we did not heat before titration. Here we have to heat it. Then run down the solution from the burette to the conical flask till the color of the solution changes to light pink. You have to do it slowly. And then note down the final reading of the burette and the volume of KMnO4 used by subtracting initial reading from the final one. Repeat the experiment to get the concordant readings. Same way, make the table on the left hand side, just opposite to the procedure. Note down the readings. Suppose here you are getting 10 ml, final reading. So the difference will be 10 minus 0, that is 10. And for this, the initial would be 10 now. Suppose I get 20 here. If I'm doing it nicely, I'll get the same reading. So the concordant reading, exactly same reading that I'm getting, is 10. The difference is 10. So my concordant reading becomes 10. Suppose you get 10.1 here, so the difference would be 10.1, right? And here initial would be 10.1. Then suppose I get 20.1 here, again the difference is 10. Here I have 20.1, here I have 30.1, again the difference is 10. So once I get two concordant readings, I can note that down and do the further calculations, but at least 3 sets of the titration you have to carry out. Then the calculation, this has to be done just below the table on the left hand side page only. So there in the previous one you had 2 and 10 here, but in this one we have 2 and 5 in accordance with the chemical equation, the way we balanced it and factor we are considering. So that's why this is 2 and 5 in this case. Rearrange the equation and you can calculate the molarity of KMnO4 by putting all the values. Put the value of KMnO4 molarity here multiplied by 158 because you are finding out the strength of KMnO4 again. So it will remain same, 158 grams. Then report the result according to the aim. 250 ml of M by 20 oxalic acid solution is prepared and used to determine the molarity and strength of given KMnO4 solution. Now the molarity and strength of given KMnO4 solution is this and this. You have to write the values here and then follow the same precautions. No air bubble should be there. Solution should be added in drops, not very fast. Always read the upper meniscus in case of colored and lower in case of colorless solution in the burette. And titration flask should not be rinsed every time. You can just throw the contents once you get one reading and then take another 10 ml of the next slot, oxalic acid or Mohr salt, whatever you are carrying out. Add acid and take the next reading. So that is all about the redox titrations. Thank you.